2, 1. Hi, this is Elvis.
And Kevin.
And Amanda.
And welcome to another episode of the AfterCast.
Woohoo!
Episode 4.
5.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I missed one, so it's episode 4 for me.
Oh, yeah. That's
okay.
true.
Well, catch up, buddy.
Catch up.
All right, today's topic is...
Relationships.
And you.
Yeah, sure. And red flags.
Yes.
Well, to start it off, what exactly is a red flag? Would anyone like to say?
It's a flag that's colored red.
Shut up. So, red flags, I think, are just things that when you're first getting to know somebody are kind of like, ooh, caution, this might be an issue down the road kind of thing, So it definitely varies from person to person, what they are, but I think that's what it would be described as.
It's not like a deal breaker or something that might end the relationship down the
road.
road.
Deal breakers. I mean, I feel like red flags don't necessarily have to be a deal breaker, but they definitely can be.
I see.
Depends how big the flag is.
I'm just thinking like you're just coasting on your relationship, and then suddenly some metaphorical person shows up and they have a big ass flag. They're just waving it. They're like, hey, hold up. There's something here. You might have to check it back.
I mean, if that did happen, that would save a lot of people a lot of time, to be honest.
True. That's very true.
If that happened during every red flag in a relationship, that would save a lot of people a lot of time.
10 years down the road, they're like, I didn't know this. You never asked.
I guess that's where the phrase rose tinted
colored glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it rose tinted?
It's rose tinted or rose color. You can interchange them.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, because you can't see the red flags.
Yeah, it's definitely things that during that puppy love stage that are
the
overlooked.
honeymoon stage.
Yeah, once that kind of time frame stops, and then you start seeing things, you're like,
right.
Were you like this from the
beginning? Yeah, I never saw this.
Okay, so what's some red flags that everyone has?
You start, Kevin.
Why do I have to start?
Because you're always just answering to me and Alvis. You start.
Yeah, I'm tired of leading. You don't know the physical toll
I represent the audience
and mental exhaustion I have from leading. You know what it's like being in the front, being the captain all the time.
All right.
Yeah, I'm always in the front because I'm the tallest.
All right.
I'm the beacon.
I'm just kidding.
Give yourself a pat on the back, Alvis. Kevin, start.
Okay. See, I don't know. A big one probably asking for permission before going out.
What do you mean?
If I say I'm gonna hang out with you guys,
getting permission.
Yeah, getting permission.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
It's like, hey, can I go hang out with Elvis at this time, or can I go hang out with Amanda or Tommy or someone?
But I feel like that's something that may develop in the relationship if you allow it to. You know what I mean? Because a red flag would be first if you're like, oh, I'm going out, and then they start asking questions like, oh, with who, where are you going, what time, how long are you gonna be there, and then you kind of get conditioned into asking permission.
I
you know
see
what
that.
I mean? So
okay.
I mean,
I
usually
think the red flags would be them asking all those questions, like why can't you just trust me and let me go? You know
I mean, usually when I tell my girlfriend I'm going out, I'm like, oh, I'm just going out and hang out with Elvis or Amanda at in 10 minutes, and I'll be doing this, and that's it. That's pretty much it. I don't see that being a red flag. Just telling her where I'm going. That's it.
I mean, that's fine, because I think that's more of a just so you know, this is where I'm gonna be. So if you can't get in contact with me,
you can contact one of them or something.
Yeah. So I think so. Okay.
What about you, Elvis?
I'm thinking really hard.
You've been in a relationship the longest than any one of us, so.
I know. I mean, all my relationships, as limited as they are, have been, currently going to be 6 years. 6 years. Yeah. The end of this year.
This year.
Mm-hmm. And then the last one was 2 years, and the one before that was 9 months. Very, very long committed relationships. Mm-hmm. Red flags. I guess the biggest thing, I think the one that I had that really bothered me was looking at my phone and I guess
going through your
phone. At its core is invading privacy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's if that was something someone did often, I'd go, hey,
I don't like
what's
this. You
this
need to
is
like
this is
this is
Calm down.
not
sir.
okay. You're going through my phone. I'm not hiding anything, but I like privacy, and you going through my phone like that behind my back especially is just like invasion of my privacy, and I can't have that. And that's like something like, what is this going to lead to? You know?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I guess that's a red flag, because I'm still like trying to wrap my head around.
I mean, it definitely. I think like when you're first starting off, unless they're like just straight up crazy and then they're like asking to go through your phone. But I think it would start off with like if you leave your phone here and like go to the bathroom and you come back and you see them on your phone.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of like, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, you know, whatever.
You,
And
you got a
like,
text message from this
Yeah.
person.
yeah, that's definitely a red flag
Yeah.
for sure. I think for me, being the resident single one here,
Hey.
who's actively in the dating game right now.
Anyone out there, hit her up.
Oh hell, no. I mean,
Hell no, you're just actively in the dating game.
okay. Stop trying to auction me off, please. I think like a red flag for me is like when you're not paying attention to what I'm saying, or like you're trying to cut me off, or like just like trying to like not really get to know me, or like listen, just paying attention to what I'm doing or saying. Those kinds of things. I'm kind of like, okay, this person doesn't really care, and if this is how they are from right now, it's probably not going to get any better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I feel like if, you know, I had like if I were like going into new relationships, if they had like at least like a top 5 or top 10 like things to look out for every person has like a list like that.
list.
And then you go into a relationship and you're just like looking, you're like, oh,
I checked that box too.
okay, hold on. That's a box. Okay, so, you know, I feel like just going to a relationship, you know, you're not really looking for red flags I feel like when you're starting to date. You're
Well, yeah, because
looking
that's like the honeymoon phase.
yeah, you're not really looking out for it. It comes later.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like maybe when we were younger, yeah, but now that we're older and have had like experiences
Yeah.
of dating already,
Yeah.
you kind of go in a little
Yeah,
bit more
like you
guarded.
know what you're looking for. You know what to look out
Exactly.
for.
Exactly. So if I see something that like kind of makes me go like, oh, I don't know about this, you know, then I might be a little bit more reserved and letting it go further.
Right.
You know, so.
How many red flags before you stop?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's not about how many red flags. It's about how many uncompromising red flags. And
I
like
think-
how many red flags. Oh, I guess it does come down to how many
Yeah.
red
I
flags.
think yeah, because if there's like it could be a lot of little things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
like those little things add up, and then next thing you know, you're just like, oh my god, this person is irritating me so bad. You know. So I think it definitely depends. I think maybe the number and also the gravity of them. Like if it's like major things, then
Right.
you're like, no, this is a deal breaker for me.
Right.
Like I can't go
So,
into a relationship
yeah.
with you at all
So
doing this.
so all that is like on an individual basis.
oh,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean-
so what could be a red flag for you
Might not be for you.
might not be
Yeah.
as big of a deal,
Right.
and vice versa. And so I guess it does all come down to communication at that point as well.
Yeah.
And whether or not it's something that can be fixed, something that can be talked about and compromised, or it is a deal breaker and that's it.
So, what would be considered a deal breaker for you guys?
Deal breaker. It's weird because I just never thought about these things until people talk about it or I read something about it, and it's like, oh shit. Like,
Maybe.
I guess I don't know. I really don't know, and it's hard because I feel like I always I discover these things, or like it already happened or something and we already fixed it or whatever, and it's like as it happens, and it's like you never, I don't look back. It's like, oh, it was there from the beginning,
Yeah.
you know. It's like, when did that start happening? Like what's going on there?
Have I not noticed this before?
Yeah. So I really don't know. Like, I guess the biggest deal breaker is, I don't know. I really don't know. I honestly can't think. If you guys have something,
So the privacy thing for you, if that is something that like continued or got like progressively worse, is that something that would eventually break it for you?
Yeah.
Like even if you change your unlock code, they somehow found a way to like break.
Yeah, you know what? Like, once you put it like that, I guess that is a deal breaker. That is something that made me super uncomfortable, and made me question a lot of things. And I guess if that was continued or it got worse, like breaking through it, and then also like reading all my messages and all of that. And it's not about what's the content of the messages; it's the act of reading the messages.
Right.
And that. I guess that would be a deal breaker, because that would be something that if it went unchanged or unchecked, then I don't want to do this.
Right.
Yeah, because it's not just that. It's like even there's other issues that comes with invasion of privacy as well.
Yeah.
Because there's other stuff that, insecurity, trust issues, or just
definitely.
like, all the other stuff. And, it is an individual basis, because like to someone else, they're just chilling through your phone, playing games stuff. They don't think it's like a big thing. But to me, growing up and like having heights up because I'd get in trouble or like getting yelled at for like certain things or whatever, it made me like, I didn't have a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
I need my privacy. I didn't have a lot of privacy, so I need as much privacy as much as I can. So
I feel that. Yeah, that's definitely how I am too, in terms of that.
So I guess that is a deal breaker that is obvious to me. That is something I've thought about, because I don't really think about those things.
I mean, you've also already been in a relationship for like over 5
years.
Yeah, who knows?
So like,
maybe I brush it off or something. Something that doesn't matter.
There could be also things that like maybe before were like oh, I could never, and now you're like, oh, it's not that bad. You know what I mean?
I mean, things
so it's
change.
like a yellow
People
flag.
change.
A yellow flag.
A yellow flag.
Like
Yellow.
proceed with caution.
Yeah, exactly.
Then eventually becomes a green
like,
flag.
Yeah, it's like we need
Speed
to have
on
a talk
through.
about this. Definitely. What about you, Kevin?
No. Deal breaker probably like not letting me have my freedom mostly.
So far, freedom.
Yeah, that seems to be like a really big theme
here.
with you, Kevin.
No, it's just like I like doing stuff. Like
I
like
get
going
you.
out and doing stuff. I'm
Yeah.
always a roamer.
Yeah, you should
Because
definitely.
I'm a Sagittarius, like we're the wanderers.
Yeah, I think that's also like a really important thing in a relationship too, is allowing that freedom.
Oh yeah, no.
So like you can go off with do your own
Yeah.
thing separately, and she
She
can
can go off and do her own thing. and
like
stuff
you
like
don't have to be together like 24/7.
Yeah, that's
you know?
I don't like that clinginess
Yeah.
and like, oh, we have to be joined by the hip. We
Yeah.
have to
Definitely.
be together 24 hours.
I
Yeah.
know, it's
Like I'll
like
see you, but
suffocating. Yeah, I'll see you around.
not like that. For example, like I like League of Legends, like watching and stuff like that. So if they have a event here, I'm like, oh, I'm going with like my league friends. I'm going with Alvis, Tommy, whoever, and we're going. And she'll be like, okay, yeah, that's fine. She's not into League. She doesn't like video games like that. So she's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. Just let me know when you get home. And that's it.
Is that because this is kind of what we talked about the other like nerdy relationship podcast that we did, like is doing things like that. I mean, obviously if she doesn't do it with you, it's not a big of a deal, but if it's like a lot of things that she's not interested in that you like, does that kind of like start to annoy you that she doesn't like them?
No, not really. Because, I mean, I like my own stuff. She likes her own stuff. I mean, we've both compromised. Like, I've been trying to like her stuff. She's been trying to like my stuff.
Like, you try.
Yeah, we try. Like, we went to see she said, let's go see Lord of the Rings, the 4-hour extended edition.
You don't like Lord of the Rings?
I fucking love Lord of the Rings.
Well, the way you said it was like she doesn't like it.
No, she does.
Well, like you didn't like it.
No, I have fucking tattooed Lord of the Rings.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was like the way you said it was like,
I was like, Kevin.
No, I apologize. I apologize for my tone, but no.
I was like, Kevin, I thought you liked elves and
me too.
and
I was like,
fantasy
you
shit?
don't like Lord of the Rings?
No, they always like bring back Lord of the Rings, like events in theater and stuff like
so
that.
that was her compromise for you.
Yeah, like before me, she's never seen the Lord of the Rings,
Okay.
and we watched the first two at home. Then we went to sit through a 4-hour-long extended edition.
That is commitment. That is
dedication.
That's what we call a green flag.
Yeah, a green flag.
But yeah, but before
green
that,
flag.
like she's a band nerd. I want to say band geek, or she was in band, so she plays all the instrument. And there's like this big tournament, I want to say, or like event in Georgia, and she's into it and she likes it, and I went with her just to see what it was, compromise.
Like a band competition?
Yeah, like marching band. There's like a big marching band competition.
Okay.
So I went to that in Georgia with her, and that's how we compromised. Like I did that, and then she watched Lord of the Rings.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Because I know, like, when we were talking about it, we were saying, like, sometimes, like, you don't have to necessarily like it, but you don't have to, like
beat on it, or
or just, like, be, like, completely, like, uninterested.
Yeah,
when
like,
talk about
why do you
it or
like
something.
this, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
No, like she gives it a chance if she likes it, and then I give it a chance, and if I like it, like we're very open.
That's the healthy
about
relationships we're
Wow.
looking for in
Yeah.
2020.
Like that's what we talked about. Like she recently got into Star Wars. She's like really into Star Wars now.
Nice.
Aw.
She bought like 2 Star Wars T-shirt at Disney.
Wow.
She built her droid, so
Wow.
she's like into Star
Wow.
Wars.
Look at that.
Oh,
See you guys.
Kevin.
Look.
It was Baby Yoda, just to preference it. Baby Yoda got into Star Wars.
I mean, hey.
That's fine.
Like, so you guys throw away your list of top 10 red flags to look out for, and start looking for the top 10 green flags
like
to look out
Well,
for.
I wouldn't say throw it
Yeah,
out.
don't throw it away.
Throw
Just
it
keep
You
it
know
like
what? Add another list.
make a column.
Yes, like here are the red flags you should definitely keep an eye out for,
Yeah.
but also keep an eye out for the green flags.
Like,
Definitely.
Yeah. And then yellow flags, and that's
I
a
was
different
go back
story.
to a quote like Will Smith said. He was like, before you start a relationship, you should have your own happiness, and the other person should have their own happiness, and then together you guys can be happy in a relationship together, instead of depending on the relationship to be happy.
Right.
We love
Find
Will
your own
Smith.
happiness, and then you can be happy in a relationship once you're happy,
We love Will Smith.
because you're not depending on the other
Right.
person to be happy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I have something to say about that, but before I do, Amanda, do you have any red flags?
Like a deal breaker red flag?
I mean, I didn't really hear you say anything about red flags.
Um,
Oh wait, no.
I said
you
a
did,
red
yeah,
flag.
you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, the deal breaker.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so like a deal breaker for me.
They don't like Naruto.
Shut up.
'Cause we had like a general like freedom thing. So
I mean that, but also like any time. Like, I don't mind being roasted or, like, you cracking jokes on me, like, especially with our friends. But if you, like, disrespect me, like yell at me or something, like, in public or even in private, I'm going to be like, no, I'm not dealing with that.
I hate when people, like, couples, like, have really, really bad arguments in public.
Yeah,
and just
like,
yelling
if you,
and shit that.
and if you're just, like, just basically, like, being just really rude to me, like, because you're trying to be like a big guy in front of people or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
be
boy.
like, no.
the
sorry.
alpha male.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like,
Gotta
no.
project my male masculinity.
Exactly. I'm gonna be like, nope, I'm not the one. Gotta find somebody else who want to do that too. So I think that's definitely like a red flag for me.
Yeah, I respect
Or
that.
deal breaker.
Okay. Yeah, I think everyone, I think even though it is on an individual basis, there are like general things that people can agree on. I feel like.
Yeah, like the privacy thing for you and the freedom thing for Kevin are definitely things for me as well. Like 100%.
Yeah.
We like
and being disrespected.
yeah.
I feel like, if you're
Don't belittle
if you're
your
into
partner.
that, that's like
Even though I'm
that's
little,
that's
don't treat
probably
me
what
like I'm little.
it's like a consensual thing. If there's consensual disrespect, that's a whole different story on another podcast. Keep after that.
Episode 6 or 7. Who
But
knows?
I think just having all around respect for each other
Definitely.
is definitely needed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And respect your boundaries and respect your relationship. So things like cheating. That there's no respect.
Don't do
there.
it.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Break up.
So
Don't do it.
Just break up. Don't.
in terms of
don't even.
deal breakers, is emotional cheating a deal breaker?
How do you define emotional cheating? Because it's
So-
different definitions for everyone.
For me, I see it as if like if we're together and you're going out of the relationship to find like the validation that you're looking for, or just kind of like going, instead of coming to me like about problems or like day-to-day kind of stuff or like emotional things, and you're getting it from somebody else all the time and kind of leaving me in the dark. So like something happens and it's like, oh, I didn't even know you were gonna do that, and someone else is like, oh my god, congratulations. I'm like, how come they knew before I did? You know, I think I kind of see those things.
Like, just to say hypothetically, like if you're in a relationship and then your partner told like someone else, oh, I'm gonna quit my job without telling you, something like that.
Like, kinda, but like if it was on a consistent basis.
Okay.
You know, like if it was kind of like every single time
they go to that
something
person
happened,
first.
Yeah, and
okay.
it's like one specific person that they go to for everything, and you're like, why don't you come to me? You know.
Okay, I see that. I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can see that, but at the same time, I feel like, I guess that's also there's like certain I don't want to say individual cases, but there are cases where that is, exceptions. There are exceptions. Like, let's say you and the other person have been really good friends or best friends for a while, and then new person comes in. You're not expecting to tell the partner everything when all you've ever done was tell
that one person.
Yeah, in the beginning, definitely. But if we're like 10 years into the relationship, I'm gonna be like,
but
why
what if they were planning to tell you, but they just ended up telling this person first?
That's fine, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a consistent basis, where it's like every single time there's like something big, like quitting a job, promotion, you bought something, you did this. Like, the person that you're dating doesn't tell you first, and then you go to somebody else. And I feel like it's especially like concerning when it's like the same or the opposite sex of your partner. Or whatever, you're attracted to. Yeah. So it's like if my boyfriend's going to a girl best friend, he can have a girl best friend. Like, that's fine, whatever. Right. But it's like if you consistently go to her for everything, or like she calls you and like for everything, it's like, like put a little bit of distance there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that would end up being a communication thing. Yeah. I think the line for me between that is hiding. I think being secretive and hiding it. Yeah. Because if it was like just like an open thing, I feel like that just has to be communication between the partners. Like, hey, I don't feel comfortable. Like, is everything okay? I'd rather you like, talk to me first, and if, I can't help you, talk to someone else, there's some sort of, I don't know, just some sort of solution that involves everyone. But if you're hiding it, of course I think that's where the cheating comes in. Yeah. Because it's secretive. Yeah. It's, sort of like a betrayal, some like going behind your partner's back, and I think that's the cheating part, being hidden, being secretive, and because that means like that means you're doing something wrong. Right. I think that is the point of no return. So, but if it's something like that and it hasn't gotten to the point where it's physical, because it could just be an emotional thing, or it's like the beginning kind of stages of it where, it's all emotional stuff. If you, if it's just that and nothing physical has happened, can it be reconciled for you, or is that like a done deal? I mean, I would try at least. I think it will be reconciled for me because, I have a girl best friend. Yeah, and I agree with Kevin. I was thinking about this the other day, actually. And because we were just talking about it. I was like, you know what? And I think about this when driving sometimes, just random stuff. And I was like, windows down, Jonas Brothers last thing. Yeah, or like just random stuff. And I'm like, where is the line for that? And I'm thinking about like SpongeBob or something. I just yeah, no, because it's not like I'm a left turn. Yeah, it's not like I'm thinking about emotional cheating or something. But it's just like random comes up. I'm like, where is the line for that for me? Yeah, that is the line. And I was thinking the line between never going back is physical. And I think once it gets physical, I felt like the people I've talked to about it, it's just once it becomes physical, there is no return. No, as soon as it becomes physical, that's it. That's for most people. Yeah. Not those cases where, that's their own. Yeah. That's their own thing. Yeah. That's their own. That's their own thing. Yeah. But before it gets to that point, you can something that you can try and communicate with. But if it happens again, a second time, then is that it? Yeah, because it now becomes
you're building the trust back, and it's like now the
You
second time it's like there's no
you have to
trust
knock it
again.
down
Like
again.
there's no point.
Yeah.
If I have to keep building trust with my own partner, it's over. There's no. I'm not trying to rebuild trust all the time.
Right.
Like why are you putting me through this? You know.
Yeah, well, as soon as we become physical, that's it. Like that's.
Oh yeah.
That's straight up. That's done.
But yeah, I think for me, I think emotional cheating, like I said, is all the things you said, but being secretive. I don't think at a certain point, I don't think it is emotional cheating until it becomes secretive, until I find out about it from someone else. And when I confront you about it or try to talk to you about it, it's like, oh, there's like denial, or there's being secretive, or you're lying.
Just straight
to
up
me.
lie.
Yeah, and it's
guilty.
that deception. That is when it's like, wow, we gotta either talk about this or it's over.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Okay, so then if you see certain things like in the beginning that maybe allude to it, are those red flags?
No. Well, I guess.
Because like I said, like if they have like an opposite gender that's their best friend,
right,
and they do everything with them,
right,
and like, at what point do you think it's a little too much in the beginning?
right.
You know.
I guess. Yeah.
I'm guessing we're assuming the opposite gender is single, the best friend.
Yeah,
Single.
like I mean, not even. They
Unless
don't
they're
necessarily
both
have
emotional
to be.
cheating with each other.
Maybe.
I don't
Like-
know. I think for me, there's just connections that you can't replace
I
with your
agree.
partner.
I agree.
That's something that you cultivated for a long time with the other person. And there's just some stuff you don't feel comfortable talking to your partner about, or you did, and it just doesn't. It doesn't ring the same.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, again, it comes down to being secretive, you know, like if I'm like, hypothetically, it's like, like, I talked to Manny, but, she's exhausted, and, I
You don't want to
wanna
like
talk about it,
burden
but I
her
don't
or
wanna,
something like that.
burden her or anything. I'm going to talk to so-and-so, and it's like, I don't think that's emotional cheating for me. Again,
Right.
I can see
that's
that.
where the communication comes from, because I'm
So-
not trying to be secretive.
Yeah.
I'm not secretive at all.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you that I talked to so-and-so about it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as long as, if you feel uncomfortable about it, we talk, and it's like, okay, we'll talk about this next time. And it's a growth thing.
So what if it's something like they're messaging your partner like, or calling your partner like all hours of the night, all the time? Because like for me, I'd be like, you can talk to them, or whatever, but there still has to be a boundary. Like they don't need to
Yeah.
be calling you
Yeah.
That's like
at 2
3
o'clock
o'clock
in the morning.
Yeah.
or whatnot.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I can agree with that. Right?
Yeah, I can agree. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of different for me because like my female best friend's married, so.
But even
Yeah.
still, like things can happen, and it's like
I guess
nothing that they ever would, but like
I guess it comes down to setting everyone's boundaries and compromising around that, and just I guess all this really comes down to communication and
Yeah.
what makes everyone
when-
comfortable.
When
Yeah,
we're first starting dating, my girlfriend, like I told her, hey, like I have a female best friend.
Right.
Is that gonna be a problem? She's like, no, it's fine. She
Yeah.
doesn't care.
And even if they if she has a problem, you guys would
Talk it out.
talk it out.
Yeah.
But in all parties.
Yeah, no,
Because- because I don't want it, like, it's like in my head, like some sort of like hypothetical situation or story where it's like you talk about it and you talk to your best friend, like your girl best friend, if you're like whatever, the opposite sex, or whoever you can get romantically involved with. And you're like, hey, so my partner is not comfortable with us talking so late in the hours, and they express their their feelings
Concern,
about
yeah.
it, and I think it's a good idea to respect that, and
Yeah.
maybe somehow work something out, and then at that point it's up to your best friend to respect that, or like try to talk it out or whatever. But in the end, it's just respecting everyone's boundaries,
Yeah.
each other's boundaries,
So
and
if
not fight about it.
Yeah. So what if you try to have that conversation with your partner first before they even go to their friend about it, and they blow up on you about it?
What, like the partner blowing up?
Yeah. Like you go to your partner like, hey, I don't really like that you're texting and calling this person 2-3 o'clock in the morning, it's kind of like not appropriate, whatever, and then they like lose their shit.
Oh, I guess. See, I think I'm just, for me personally, it's just like so open about that. And I'm like, it's like, okay, well, let's calm down and try to talk it out, I guess. But I'm oblivious to things. But I think that would be like, oh, she's really sensitive about this. I don't know if I should talk to her again about it. I don't know.
But then if it's something that bothers you, like at what point you're kind of like...
Exactly. So I guess if they blow up, then it's like, hey, why? I ask why. And then that'll be like, we're going to see the real reason in all this. Like, at that point, are they being mad that I'm
trying to like tell them what to do?
Yeah, or it's like some sort of other issue and not me thinking that they're emotionally cheating or whatever. Like is it another issue? Kind of like going back to the phone thing. Like if they're getting mad if if I'm getting mad that they're going into my phone, it's like, to them it might be like I'm getting mad because I'm cheating or I'm hiding something. Right. But to me it's like, no, I'm getting mad because it's just an invasion of privacy thing. Right. And it's kind of like that. Like, where's the line? So we have to talk about it and then figure out what the real issue is. Right. And then that's when we can really put, like, a title or some sort of, like, name to it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's for me. I don't know about you, Kevin.
I mean, as long as we talk it out, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, is just communication within said relationship. Just talking it out. See where they're at. And not going to bed angry, as most people would do in situations like that.
Wow, look at you. Everyone writing this down.
Taking notes. There's going to be a pop quiz later.
Next episode, I will be quizzing.
Yeah, and I think we can all agree that just once it hits physical, it's like...
Oh, yeah, once it's physical, that's it.
That's
like
it.
No one should be in a domestic abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, we're still talking about cheating, so...
Oh, okay, my bad.
I mean,
not physical like that. Just physically, like,
that
physically
is definitely
cheating.
a red flag. That is not only a flag, but there's a big wall. It's a red wall. It's a red brick wall with a red flag painted on it, and on the red flag is a stop sign. And then there's gates and everything. That's like,
the gates are also
please don't go anymore. You need a U-turn, make a U-turn, three-point turn, whatever. You need to go back that way.
Go
Get
away.
out of here. Exit this way.
Exit stage left.
Yeah. But yeah, physical cheating is...
It's a no-no. That's like straight up.
Somebody would try to raise their hand at me. I would be like, oh.
I mean, it'll go over your head anyway, so.
Fight me right now.
I'm like 2 feet taller
Doesn't
than you.
Fight me right now.
And again, intention, like abusive.
Yeah. But no, once it gets physical cheating, that's it. Like, there's no going back from that.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you try to fix said relationship.
Because I know I would just never be able to trust them again.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I just can't do it.
And then I would like question, be like, do they not, like, why did they cheat? Was
yeah,
they're not like into
it's a lot of questions.
I might not know.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, no.
All the questions start creeping in.
Oh yeah. And it scars you for
definitely it leaves a
long time.
Yeah,
and it seeps into the beginnings of your new relationship, and it's up to the other person to have some patience or like and it will be a red flag for them.
It could be a red flag for them, yeah.
And then they'll figure something out, and then we gotta fix the red flag. Yeah. And
you gotta paint it green.
But yeah, it is not fun being cheated on, and it's not fun being like multiple times in the same relationship.
But like those are like obviously those kinds of experiences absolutely suck. But I feel like they are also somewhat character building in that now you'd kind of know better what to look for in the future relationships that you have. Like, obviously nobody wants to be able to say like, oh, I've been cheated on, so I know what to do, going forward. But it's like you can gain experiences from anything. Yeah,
because when I got cheated on, both emotionally and physically, the multiple times, I didn't have the experience because I've never been through it. I didn't talk to people.
Because you were like still in your teens, weren't you? Like early 20s, late teens.
No, I I was like getting out of high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because when you started dating Amanda, you just turned 21.
Yeah, and
So.
it's like, I never experienced that, and I never talked to people who had experienced that, or like if they did, they didn't talk about it. So I didn't see any, and being obliviousness is just in my character, and I just don't know.
Can
confirm. Yeah, so I didn't see it, and it's kind of like, because I was so trusting, because why would my partner ever do that?
Exactly.
It's not. It's
That's
not,
what everyone
it's not
thinks.
the default, you know. I'm not a skeptic, and you know, I take your word for it.
You try to see the good in people.
Yeah, and you know, I guess they took advantage of it. You know, I wasn't a perfect partner, but you know, communication or just even breaking up is better than going behind my back doing all that.
Unscrupulous
I
activities.
feel like also once you've cheated, you're a cheater. Like you don't stop.
There's like no going back.
So yeah, so she's probably done it in other relationships.
Oh, I mean,
you know.
I mean, now that you guys mention it, I just remember. I I have gotten back with this cheater before, so it's not like I am one of those cases, but I would never do that again.
Yeah.
But it was just
now you're older and wiser.
because I am just, if you cry, it is just impossible for me.
Especially if you're a girl.
Oh my God. Any sort of crying, kid crying, my friend that's a guy crying, or
My friend that's a guy.
But a girl crying to me is just hits me on a different level, and it just I just can't do it. If you are looking for a way to
now we know your weakness.
Manipulate me, that is my kryptonite. I just cannot. I will just do whatever you say to make it stop, and it is very bad. And I need to recognize that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it happened a few times, and I was like, hey, we're breaking up. You know, you've cheated on me. Like, what the hell? And then I get dinner so she can explain. Next, waterworks. Next thing you know, I'm back again.
Yeah.
And
Walk
then,
out
and
together.
I honestly didn't. I don't know what went through my head to.
You were young. You were inexperienced.
No, what went through my head, and just like think all the other cheating came out of nowhere. Like, I can't believe she did that.
Isolated incident.
I can't believe she did that. And then I can't believe she did that. Oh my God, I can't believe she did that. And everyone who has seen all
I
that.
can't believe it's not butter.
Oh, you didn't see that?
It's a good
it happened
song
like the
with
other
the
4 or 5
yeah,
times.
yeah.
Like, what's going
Everyone's
on?
like,
Yeah.
We all saw it.
And it's like, I don't know. And again, it comes down to being so trustful. Like, that is like, I want to be able to trust every partner like that. No matter what. No matter the time, every time, like, no matter how many times I have to go through it. That is the kind of level of trust I want for every partner, you know?
I mean, I feel like everybody would want to be like that, but our experiences shape.
It was a learning experience.
Definitely. So, like, obviously, when these like things happen, like cheating, breakups, like bad breakups, whatever, like, yeah, they really suck, but you can take something from it into your new relationship. You have to temper it, because sometimes it could be like a really toxic thing that you're taking into your new relationship because of what you've been through.
Yeah.
You know, so
Very not good for
yeah, because
in the
like
beginning of
like
me and Mandy's relationship.
yeah, because like for you, for example, like being cheated on, it could have easily have turned into you being like a paranoid like freak about anything and everything that she did, where you're like like questioning every single thing that she did, and just being like super controlling and thinking that you could prevent the cheating if you do this, if you do that, you know. So
I went the old Elvis route. I just joked about it the entire time,
And that's what everyone does these days.
and being
no
super
bueno.
facetious.
No bueno.
Like,
no one talks
oh,
about stuff.
you can talk to him. Like, you're gonna cheat on me with another guy anyway, so why not, right?
Oh my God.
I don't know. I'm gonna put that out and like goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.
You know,
Bye.
and I definitely do not recommend doing that. But it was
10 out of 10 don't recommend.
but it was so like ingrained. Like I just felt like every partner was going to like that's just a default. Like, oh, we'll hang out and be partners for 1 to 2 years, and then you'll just
1 or 2
You're
years.
just gonna cheat, and then
yeah,
that's
cheat. We'll get it over with, and then I'll go to someone
God.
Go
else,
back.
and then
Oh my
they'll do
God,
that.
that's so sad.
Because I am not enough for anyone,
No,
and never will
stop. That's so sad.
And now you've changed
it's-
because
it's-
you are good enough.
Exactly.
Well,
You're
that's
more
another
than
topic.
enough. No, you are good
Episode
enough.
10.
You are
Alright,
more
that's-
than enough.
be. All right, let's not talk about that. That's disgusting.
I mean, I think everyone is good enough, whether they don't think they are.
Ooh, kill him, Kevin. Kill him.
You guys hear this? You guys hear this? Man
Notes.
speaks wisdom.
Notes.
Take notes, guys. Take notes. Daily mantras.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my experience with it, and like, I was one of those people that was like, that got back. So
I mean, it happens. You were
Yeah.
young, naive.
Yeah, so I mean,
You were a little. You were a little boy.
Okay.
It's a little weird.
But yeah, I mean, that's my experience. I don't know if you guys had experiences with anything like that, or something close to that, where you guys were, I guess, suspicious. Like, was like kind of like starting to ask questions.
No, I'm pretty much a trusting guy. I trust you at your word, face value.
We're just like that, bud.
I
We're
mean,
just two peas in a pod. Here.
I was
Two
once
peas in a
like that.
podcast.
2 peas in a podcast. No, like I've never been cheated on, but there was definitely a guy that I was seeing that didn't make me feel secure in the relationship. You know, so I didn't necessarily question everything, but it was just kind of like let me feel like it was only like a month relationship, but it was like I felt like we were in a limbo state where nothing was really like concrete or confirmed, and it was just kind of like what are we doing, you know? So that was probably the most frustrating thing I've done, because like I feel like I was on one page and they were not even in the same book.
Not even the same library.
You know, but like kind of like telling me they were, but their actions were different, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I've never been cheated on necessarily, so.
I don't recommend being cheated on.
I also don't recommend doing the cheating.
Yeah, 10-10, don't do any of the cheats.
Do
Or-
any of the cheats.
just if you know you're unhappy in a relationship, just break up. It's gonna be tough, but just break up.
Why not just
Don't
break up?
put
What-
yourself
what was
through
the
that.
point
and
of that?
And
don't
do
put your
not-
partner through
Do
that.
not give me that BS of I didn't want to hurt her. It was so hard. Do
No.
not.
That's another podcast.
We have so many topics for other podcasts.
I hate that. I hate that
Yeah.
excuse so much. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like, you're hurting that person more in the long run.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I was a huge perpetrator of that. And I mean, I don't know if they're listening to this podcast.
Probably not.
If you are, I'm sorry. You know who you are.
You know who you are.
I also know who you are.
Yikes.
Oh, good God. But it was a learning experience for the both of us. And I, the past few years has taught me, talking to so many other people, getting experience really was, at first you think it's for yourself or for the other person. You're just being nice and you don't want to hurt them. And then you really think about it, and you're really doing it for yourself.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Because you don't want to be the bad guy. No one wants
It's
to
not
be the
you,
bad
it's
guy.
me.
Which is such an annoying thing.
Yeah.
It's like you're not a bad guy for breaking up.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if you not like the person that you're dating right now doesn't have to be the person you're gonna spend the rest of your life with. You know, so like if you break up, that's just what happens in life.
There are other fish in the sea.
You know.
And yeah, and it's it was like, why did I prolong it? And like making up all these excuses, and
Because
it was kind of and it was kind of like, oh man, it'd be so easy if she just was the bad guy.
If she broke up
instead,
with you.
and then she broke up with me, because it makes everything easier. Like, she's not really the bad guy, but like she broke it off, so now it's
She
not
tore the
like I
Band-Aid
didn't
off.
do it. So it's
Yeah.
like, and then it's like, yeah, so that was even more selfish than.
You doing it.
Yeah, because you're not being selfless by prolonging it, by
By like
being
I
nice,
save her
quote
the
unquote.
pain so she can
Yeah.
break up with me, and I'm like,
Yeah, and that's
No.
super shitty.
Because it's just gonna be a one-sided relationship if you're still in there.
exactly.
Yeah. And especially if you're not communicating, the other person just, it seems like it's out of nowhere.
Exactly.
It's like, what happened? There's no communication.
Yeah,
We never
you gotta
talked about
talk about it.
Yeah,
You
and
need that
it's-
closure, and you need to talk about what.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, man, it was. Yeah.
Even though sometimes you don't find closure, that's
and
still
of,
okay.
Of course,
Yeah.
it's something I'll always regret, but
Mhm.
it's something that I had to go through to learn and not do it to other
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a
people.
learning
So
experience.
everything
Everything in
learns.
life is a learning
and then-
experience.
yeah.
It
And,
sucks, but like not everything is gonna be like all sunshine.
Sunshine,
yeah.
yeah.
And you have to be the bad guy. You know, again, not saying
I
you're
mean,
the bad
Billie
guy.
Eilish made an entire song about it.
You
so.
know, like what Amanda was saying, where you're not being the bad guy if you're unhappy and you break up.
No, if you're unhappy, literally just end the
Just-
relationship.
yeah.
It's gonna be tough, but it's gonna get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if something is making you uncomfortable, is making you unhappy, be
Talk
the bad
about
guy and talk. Be the quote unquote bad guy and talk it out. And if they cry, if they get
Still gotta
angry,
talk.
you have to just
You can
go
wipe your
through
tears
it.
away.
Exactly.
Because-
Like, ladies, stop crying.
because
I'm sorry. Knock it off.
And I mean, if you're a crier, cry, but like
Yeah.
really,
You're gonna be sad after.
And,
Oh,
and,
I'm a crier, but I hate it. I'm like, oh, God, I wish I could stop
but I
crying.
think crying's okay. I think it's.
Oh yeah, definitely, because you
It-
literally spend most of your time
But
with
I think
this person.
yeah, but it's not that for me. It's like, it's okay to cry, and we could cry together, whatever, you know. But
2020,
but
let's
crying
cry it out.
and then expecting something else, and like expecting to stop the conversation.
Right,
because
like
you're
I'm crying, so
Oh,
I
Yeah,
won't talk
and all
about
that,
this
and
anymore.
like some sort of like crying manipulation jutsu or
Right.
something.
Yeah,
What's the hand sign for that?
knock it off.
You can't see it, but I'm doing jutsu right now. Just kidding. That was the story.
Oh my God. But yeah, no, I definitely agree, and it's like communication is just the biggest number one thing
Oh, yeah.
in a relationship, you know. Because if you can't communicate, then there's nothing you can do to fix anything. Like, if you don't tell me that there's a problem, how am I supposed to know? You know?
Yeah.
And then you're just going to kind of be sitting there, and it's building up and increasing in your head. It's like a wound that's festering, but you won't say anything. And I don't know, so I keep doing the things that are making you upset, you know? And then all of a sudden, like, boom, that's it.
Yeah.
It'll just stack up and then bubble over, and then
Exactly.
it'll be a big ass fight.
Mm-hmm.
Or like not even a fight, you're just like, okay, I'm done, it's over, and you're like, where did this come from? You know? So talk. It's 2020 people. We're all
Speak.
the millennial fucked up generation. Speak.
Yeah.
Speak with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
Oh my god, my coworker said that to me before.
Speak
And
The
with
I-
Kevin
your
Hart
chest.
line.
Yeah,
Say
no,
it with your chest.
I was like, because I mean, at work I'm just quiet and I'm a soft boy, so I'm just like, hey, this other customer was doing this, or they want to talk to you about this. And he was like, what? Speak with your chest, man. And I was like, oh, okay.
But it's true. It's just like if you have something to say it. Like
Yeah.
speak
Don't
on
hold
it.
it. Don't
you
hold
know?
it in.
Yeah.
Especially in relationships, like don't hold that
I
shit
just
in.
feel so
Exactly.
aggressive when I do.
That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, be aggressive. Like say
Be
what you
no,
have to
aggressive.
say.
Be
No, but like when it's
aggressive.
just like, you know, like something simple, I don't want to
I
be
mean,
like,
if it's something simple, don't be like, get it done. Like, no.
I don't know.
You'll be
Exactly.
like, hey, yo, let me get a glass of water.
Hey man, I'm going to the bathroom, okay?
Yeah, you don't gotta be that aggressive.
Yeah,
Say something like
you
that.
don't- You don't have to do that.
Or it's like, hey, can I go to the bathroom? Speak with your chest, boy.
What'd you say?
What did you say? What do you want? Can I use the bathroom?
The bathroom? I just want the bathroom. But no, like if there's something bothering you, speak. You
Yeah.
know. Because I'm not a mind reader. I'm not gonna know what's going through
No
your
one's a
head.
mind reader. Not
Exactly.
even mind readers. They're all fake.
Fake news.
You hear
Next
that,
pod-
mind readers?
Next podcast.
Too spicy.
Muy picante.
Muy picante. But yeah, I feel like we're all kind of like on the same page for
Yeah.
relationships.
And I mean, if you do break up, don't like be like, oh, I'm never gonna date again. I'll never find someone to love.
that's
Yeah.
me
I'm
right
never
now.
gonna, you know, like I'm never gonna be in a relationship
He's
again. Like,
attacking me.
don't put yourself in that box. Because if you put yourself in that box, you're just gonna be miserable.
I agree.
Like take time to grieve, take time to process, all that. But just get back on the horse.
Don't tell me what to do, Kevin.
They're
I think
they're good people out there. You just gotta
Yeah.
you gotta
Yeah.
they are good people out there.
I think it happens organically.
Oh no, yeah, it does.
That's why, honestly, I hated dating apps for the longest time, was because it felt so inorganic
Right.
that I'm like, it just feels fake. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
no,
I
it
can't make
does.
like a genuine
Yeah.
connection.
But I mean,
like
that's how
this.
everyone meets these days. Because no
because
one.
I
before it
know.
was like blind dates. You
Yeah.
get set up with other people.
E-harmony.
Now it's like you cut out
Murder
the middleman. You cut out the middleman now. Like
Yeah.
instead of asking
Yeah.
for a friend, hey, you know anyone? You're like, cut out your friend and
I'm just doing myself.
and ask and tell
Ask
the internet.
zeros and ones.
Ask the internet. Hey, you got anyone?
Anyone
all
got
right,
anyone?
all right. We'll try this one out.
But I mean, there are some genuine people on dating apps.
Yeah, of course. Like,
You gotta weed through the bullshit.
yeah,
sometimes.
there's lots of, but I think
There's no rainbow without rain.
Yeah, because I didn't really use. Okay, I used Tinder back in the day.
Tinder's
it-
trash.
Yeah.
Well, now it is.
But one, it was an ego boost. I would never do anything with the people that swipe right on you.
I mean, I see Tinder.
And when I tried, it was not a good ego boost, so I stopped trying
Stop
because I was like,
Just let
oh,
the
match,
likes rack
match,
up.
yeah, match. Hey,
my DMs
unmatched
popping.
right then and there. I'm like, all right, well,
Aw.
I'm not doing this ever again.
My DM.
And then next thing you know, I'm just doing something I like, and then
Yeah.
I meet people that are cool, and
Yeah.
then suddenly this girl's pretty cool, and then I talk to her, and she's really, really cool. Start spending time, and then etc. And then now we're dating. I didn't use a dating app; it just happened organic.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for anything. I was just like,
If it happens, it happens.
yeah. It's like I like affection. Oh,
I like
I like being held.
yeah. Yeah, that is all nice, but I think
Are you
just
the
look.
little spoon out of this?
Oh hell yeah, I'm Little Spoon. 100%.
This makes me so
100%.
Honestly,
weird.
honestly, I like both. Like I like being the big spoon, but there's just something about being the bigger guy, like literally the bigger guy,
Being a
the
little
bigger
spoon.
person, and just like being the little spoon and
I'm
just feeling
dead.
embraced.
I'm
Like, cause I like hugs. I like being embraced already and embracing other people.
dead.
But when I'm just like you just feel so vulnerable. With nothing else, you're just like there, and then just arms around you, and they can't even reach around you because
Yeah.
you're large. And just like so they have to like. She reaches her legs over and just trying to like cocoon me. I'm like, oh yeah,
She koalas you.
yeah, and it just feels safe.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite is just like not being the spoon, but like I just like rest my head on like either her tummy or like between her legs and just lay there. And, chill. And she just like
You can hear
I'll be
all
like-
the noises in her
yeah.
stomach.
Yes, exactly. I'm just laying there. And it's like it's like
Babe,
that's
are you
my
hungry?
I was like, aw, you too. Or like I love you, or like I kiss her knee or something, and then she like squeezes my head 2 times. And it's like, yes,
Yes.
Yes.
this is
Yes.
this is it. This is what I'm here for. This is
This
the
is it.
5-6 years of relationship. This
Yep.
is what it led to. This is all I
Yep.
need.
Oh, this is all.
That's
I
all.
Two
need.
to
that's all
three
I want.
squeezes.
That's all I want.
Of my head from your thigh. That's really what we're striving
That's all
for.
it is.
But yeah, I tell my girlfriend like tonight I'm gonna be the little spoon.
Aw.
100% I'm the little spoon.
Aw.
Yeah, even though I'm 6'3".
Oh my
I just
God.
feel so tiny. I'm like, I don't. I feel
You're
like-
always little spoon. It doesn't matter.
I mean, have you ever tried being the big spoon?
Yeah.
And
And
I
is
don't
it
really
as
like
fun?
it.
you don't like
I
it.
don't really like it.
You like being held.
Yeah.
I guess it's just a thing for
You're just
For
bigger
big
guys.
guys.
Because usually the bigger guys are the
Big
ones
and long.
always doing the holding.
yeah.
I
so
mean,
it's like wow.
It's a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
What is this?
What is this?
Is this what it
What-
feels
what-
like?
Oh,
Oh.
so warm, so gentle. Oh,
So just.
I will say though, like
so
we
loving.
we start off cuddling when we're like sleeping, and then it just ends up with us being on separate ends of the bed.
Hell yeah! You know,
Hell yeah.
my arm is
I know, like,
my arm is asleep. I radiate heat. You know,
You like get. away
and she
from
doesn't
me.
radiate as much heat as me, but still it gets really
Yeah.
hot. So I'm like, all right, that's enough.
That's enough.
I go over, my back's
We-
against the wall because the wall is cold. Covers are over because I'm hot. Oh, much better. And then once I get cold, I'm like, okay, I'm back again. I'm back again. Wiggle, wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle.
I'm here.
Back again. I'm dead.
Oh, getting hot again. Be right back. And it just happens over and over again
I'm so
until we wake up. But the default is cuddle for a little bit.
And then go to separate
Yeah,
ends of the
because
bed.
even if it's like super comfortable, I'll wake up, like if it's on the couch or something, I'll just wake up. I'm like, oh my god, I'm drenched.
I'm drenched.
Oh my god, it's so sweaty. Oh,
So sweaty.
oh god, I just can't have that. I think that I think it's
have
just cuddling is not like I just can't unless
Yeah.
someone gives me some sort of bed
Yeah.
that lets me do the whole arm thing, but like not make it asleep, and then I also am a cold person or something, turn into a cold person. I can't do cuddling for long periods of time.
I toss and turn too much. Like I can't. Like I really would just like push her off and I'll be turning the other way.
It's so hot. I think that's the biggest thing.
Because
Just
I think like for men we like give off more heat.
I'm always cold, so I'm like, I'm here for it.
I mean, if the other person
Y'all
is
hear
like
that?
just absorbing
Kevin.
if the other person's just absorbing my heat, it's just like, all right, now there's some sort of like, filter. My heat goes out into you, and you're fine, and it cancels out. But it was just like heat, and it's just like like a sauna.
Yeah.
Get out of here. I'm not doing this for long.
And that's
I can't do it.
I'm dead. I'm always cold. I'm like, please, warmth. Give it to me.
Yeah, so I think, wrapping this up, it's just communication is and trust is the core values of any relationship.
Definitely.
No matter the individual, green flags, yellow flags, and red flags.
As Joe Goldberg would say, if we don't have trust, what do we have?
Who is that?
From the Goldberg show?
No, Joe Goldberg from You, the Netflix show.
I don't watch
I don't.
That's
I
a
don't watch
whole different podcast. That I gotta go into that.
All right,
that's a whole different podcast. I got hella thoughts on that.
All right, so that's a red flag on its own.
Oh yeah, that's a whole different podcast.
Yeah. So communication.
It's a good show.
There's.
Oh, don't get me started.
And I think it comes down to like red flags aren't always deal breakers. It's just something that.
But deal breakers are red flags.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's whether or not it's compromisable or. I mean, I guess it's non-compromisable because
If it's a deal breaker, it's uncompromisable.
Yeah.
But
So
if
I
it's a
guess
red
it's something that
flag-
is like you can try to fix or
Yeah.
can talk it out. I guess
Because
that's
sometimes deal breakers change.
yeah.
You know?
Many people change their relationships. Stuff change.
Because I was thinking like if it was early, like just coming in and Manny was like, I want a kid and I want to move in together, I'd be like, no,
No,
I gotta get out of here. That's not what I want.
You do like
Gotta
the
go.
peace out and
Yeah.
just disappear.
Yeah,
Like,
2-3 years in, they're like, hey, I'm still like, moving out sounds pretty good. Like
Yeah.
moving in together sounds pretty good. Let's hold off. Like those are things that I do think about. But let's small steps.
Small steps, baby steps,
Baby
baby
steps.
steps, baby
And
steps.
yeah, and I
As
think
in
it
the
does
baby.
change because
That's what
I
I
was
mean.
really against like just like all that, and I would like because of my other like just dating around. It was like saying that right off the bat, like so early. I'd be like, and I was like, no, I poured
No.
my life into my ex. And then she went up and did that shit, and now I had nothing afterwards. So
Right.
no, I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna think about now, and I never thought about the future. And then I found the girl that I started thinking about my future again with.
Aww.
So I think
Can't wait for her to hear this one.
That's so cute.
I'm not saying it because you're gonna listen to it. All right, this is all organic.
This is-
Disclaimer.
This is real talk.
All right.
Not because you said before we start.
But yeah, things change and
We
things
get
change
older,
for the better.
guys. And
I
we
mean, no, yeah. It
change.
just takes that one person
Yeah,
to
it does take
make
that
you
one
look
person.
at life differently.
Exactly. Because if a person's not willing to change for you, then dump them because
Or her.
guarantee
Or
or
her.
her because they will find somebody they want to change for.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
And if it's not you, gotta go.
But
Wow.
yeah, it just takes that one person for you
That's
to
deep.
see life from different perspective. You see things
Yeah.
you didn't see before when
Yeah,
you were
once-
like single or
Yeah.
doing
Say
your
it till
own
you're blue in the
thing.
face, but if they don't want to change, they won't change.
Yeah. Wow.
But they
Yeah.
will for somebody.
Oh yeah,
Wow. That's some deep.
deep thoughts,
Deep
deep cuts,
stuff.
deep
Shower
cuts.
thoughts.
deep cuts, deep
They're
cuts.
just
for the-
shower thoughts.
Wow. Like that seems so obvious, but like when you say it out loud like that, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Oof, that's just so true.
Like maybe you might say, "Oh, I don't want kids. I'm not gonna get married," and that one person comes along like, I can see myself with this person for like my foreseeable future.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. Literally,
my mind is still.
Albus is shit right now.
I am picking up my mind because it got blown. I have to put on my socks because it got rocked.
Socks got rocked.
Is that your socks got rocked?
Yeah, like
socks got rocked.
Let me
Socks
rock your
got blown
socks.
off.
Your socks got-
Man, I'm old. I don't know.
Mine got rocked. Socks got blown. Something
No.
about socks in my mind. I'm picking up the pieces.
His socks are off. That's all you need to know.
Putting
He's
it back
shook.
on. I am.
He shook it.
Shook it.
I am shook. Well, that does it for episode 5.
Yep.
Yep.
Of the AfterCast. And
Thanks
thank you
for listening.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you for
you.
listening. This is
Bye,
Elvis.
bye.
Kevin.
Amanda.
Oh, I guess we should have said that first.
Yeah, we should preface that first.
Oh, so close.
We'll get it right.
We'll work on
get
it. We'll
right.
work on it.
Thanks for
Goodbye.
listening.
Later.